Guys, what's up? It's GVKCollectibles, and today we're jumping into the Speed Force as we take a look at the Flash. Guys, so today, as I said before in the video, we're going to be taking a look at the DC Multiverse Flash. This is actually Flash from Flash Rebirth, the series that began, I think 2016, I think. I could be completely wrong, but I'll put a marker. I'll put when DC Rebirth actually started, but I actually do own this comic, and I don't know when this guy was announced. I wasn't too not interested in the DC line. I mean, I was like, I had a mild interest. I kind of kept up with it just because I was like, oh, I like DC Comics, and I don't really collect much of the figures, but seeing this guy, I think I knew I had to have him because I love the speed effects that he came with, and so far I haven't opened him out of the packaging, but like once again, the going over much like the Grim Knight and all the other DC figures, they have this really wonderful box with DC Multiverse, which the Flash, this is Barry Allen Flash, of course, 12 up, which I hope. And I think the blue, it's interesting because there's the blue logo that McFarlane does, but I think that is like kind of the newer figures. It's weird how he does figures, but he kind of does it like how comics were done in the past, of where like if it was a certain color, and that would signify it would be a new color, or if it was an older issue, which is really, really cool, and I think really kind of throws it back to toy, like a really cool toy collecting. And you get the Flash on the side, then you get the back of the cover with Flash Rebirth, and this is actually the series that introduced Godspeed, and he's actually been a character who's been he was in the CW Flash show. I think he's actually in the, it's been a while since I watched it, but you got Barry out, like really, really cool art, really wonderful, and also within the line you get the Dawnbreaker, you get the Devastator Batman, you get Azrael from the Curse of the White Knight, I believe, and then you get Murder Machine and the Grim Knight, who we reviewed last week. So yeah, with that I think out of the way, and also DC Rebirth Flash out of the way, let's get the Flash out of the packaging. Alrighty, and here we have frickin' Barry Allen, the Flash, out of the packaging, and man, I'm really actually giddy about this figure, because it's just, there's just something that's so cool about this figure. It was a figure that I'm like, did I regret picking this up, but like, not that I regretted it or anything. I'm like, am I gonna like this figure? But like, just seeing this, I think this is some of the best kind of like effects like for a speedster I've ever seen in a toy. I think of any of the speedsters, like whether it be Wally, Barry, Tim, oh my god, I'm forgetting Jay Garrett, like any of those, like Bart Allen. It looks super, super cool. Like, I love the effects that McFarlane has given this version of Barry Allen, this version of the Flash. It just looks really, really cool. The suit looks freaking awesome. I really love the DC Rebirth suit. It isn't like the classic suit, but man, I think it's really, really cool. Really, really, really love it. I love the orange, like the not orange, the yellow. Like, just everything about, like, the effects pieces are really cool. Like, even this one is really, really cool. We'll get into the effects pieces next, but man, it's just really, really cool. Flash is actually probably one of my, one of the superheroes I really enjoy, and I really wish I should read more of the Flash, but it's just like, it's the same thing with Wonder Woman. It's like, where do I begin? Where do I jump into the series? It's not like with, Batman. Batman is currently the DC comic that I read the most, and just because it's Batman, you know, we're jumping. I read Detective Comics and the main title, but man, this looks absolutely great. I think this may be actually my favorite DC Multiverse figure, I think. So without me gushing it, without further ado of me gushing anymore, let's jump into some of the accessories he comes with. He doesn't come with not to say he comes with a lot, but like some of these effects pieces are really, really cool, and I want to show them off. And oh, as I said, Flash, while he doesn't come with, like, maybe accessories like Batman, where he comes with the battle axes, or, like, the Grim Knight, the guns, or anything, he does come with these awesome effect pieces that I was gushing over, and man, these are super cool. So the first one we're going to take into, this one actually just plugs in directly in his back, which is really, really cool, and it's actually cool because these are actually articulated. These joints are actually articulated, so you can actually point them in any direction. So if you want, like, them going in different directions, you can. It's really, really cool, really well done, I think, of McFarlane to do this, to really step up their game with effects pieces, because you don't really see too much. Like, I know Marvel does have their effects pieces with certain ones, but they kind of are not, like, nearly as big. They've been doing a really good job recently, but these are just super, super cool. Like, and this is actually probably my favorite one, where it's just, you plug it in at the bottom of the foot. It just looks super cool, and it gives off that illusion that he's going really fast, like he's going into the Speed Force, which is really, really cool. As I said, they're all pretty much silver. They're all pretty much similar. They're very much this art translucent plastic, yellow plastic, which looks really, really awesome. Looks really, really great. Really well sculpting on them, and including this one right here, and the two bottom ones at the feet. Well, I think that I think actually I messed it up, but, like, you get the bottom at the bottom of the feet. And of course, like with all the DC McFarlane Multiverse figures, you do get a trading card with the cover art of issue 1 of the Flash Rebirth, which looks really, really good. And I was right, this DC Rebirth came out in 2016, so Flash #1, Barry Allen, you get all his stats and everything, which is really, really great if you're not too familiar with the Flash. But I think everybody's relatively familiar with the Flash thanks to the CW shows, and of course Justice League Unlimited. Mainly, I mean, people are familiar with Barry Allen as the Flash because, like, Wally West was the Flash for, like, the longest time, because Barry Allen was dead for quite a while, until, like, 2006, I believe, when Jeff Johns brought him back. Or I think, yeah, when Jeff Johns brought him back, I believe. I think it was in Infinite Crisis, I believe. It was the second Crisis event. But yeah, pretty cool. So with that out of the way, let's jump into Barry Allen himself. As I said, here we have Barry Allen, aka the Flash. He's technically the second Flash, because Jake Garrett was the first Flash, but he is the first Flash of the main universe, or the universe that we all know and love. And man, like, what can I say? The detailing on the suit is really, really good, because it's not just, like, is like kind of this one kind of red color throughout, but you do, like, the sculpting on it is really, really great, because it's not like just one kind of flat, like one flat color. You get ridges in here, like right here, kind of to defy the costume, which is really, really good. Then you get, like, the trim, like the yellow trim is really, really cool. Like the ears, I think, is probably my favorite part about this figure. I think it just looks super cool. Like, I can't believe it, and it really gives off an effect of that. It's just super, super cool. Like you get the Flash logo with the white in there, then the yellow jutting from it, which looks really, really cool. Like, you get the cool kind of detail right here, and the boots look really, really cool too. Like, it's this kind of yellow color, but there is, like, a lot of good detailing in here, like ridges and stuff, which look really, really good. Like, and you get the knuckles here and there. It looks really, really cool. My only complaint, though, I think, is McFarlane not adding the kind of, like, maybe a secondary hand for this one, because maybe you don't want him in the running pose for whatever reason, but, I mean, that's kind of like a minor gripe, but, like, really, really cool. This is just a really, really cool Flash figure. I've actually never owned a Flash figure before, so this is, like, really my first Flash figure, and I'm really liking this figure so far. It looks super, super cool. Yeah. So, I mean, with that out of the way, without me kind of gushing on anymore, let's get on to the articulation real quick for Barry Allen. So with Barry Allen, he actually has a really good articulation, especially when coming right out of the packaging, as you can see that directly even in the packaging. He can look up relatively a little bit, but, like, he can look down really far. He can move his arms out that far. He has double elbows, of course. He also kind of has, like, I think that what this is called, this joint right here, it's a butterfly joint right there. I'm actually still new to relatively doing reviews, so it's like, even though this is like, I don't know, one of my, several, but like, this butterfly joint is very actually similar. I think all the McFarlane figures actually do have this kind of butterfly kind of joint, which is really, really good because you can get some extended articulation from the figure. He does have an ab crunch, which is relatively good, and he also can like bend back really well too, and he can bend really forward, and you can kind of move it side to side. It's a swivel. Kick the legs up really far and go back really far too. He's got double jointed knees, and of course he's got ankle pivot up and down, which is really, really good. So yeah, he is a well-articulated figure, but like, just from the packaging alone, you can tell this guy is really articulated, and he's going to do what you want from a Flash figure. He's going to like get into that running pose really, really well. So before we jump in, sorry, losing my train of thought, guys. But let's get into some size comparisons and see what he scales with. Here we have Flash compared to some of the figures from different companies. Of course, we got Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, from the Hasbro Black Series. We have Master Chief from Halo Infinite from Wicked Cool Toys. And we have the NECA, who I think is also a part of the Speed Force, because how does he get behind teens so quick? He has to be a part. Jason has to be a speedster. That has to make sense. Next to, and of course it's Jason from Jason Lives. As I said, I think he's secretly a speedster, because how can he kill teenagers so quick if they're running so fast and he gets ahead of them? Either way, but yeah, he's about normal size for a 7-inch figure. I think he looks relatively good. I think the scaling for these two are really, really good. He's a little taller than Jason, which I think, it's so weird with Jason, because I think he's normally like a 6 foot, roughly, like he's 6 feet, so it's kind of cool. He's going to be smaller. Din Djarin's going to be small just because this is a 6-inch scale figure as opposed to a 7-inch scale figure. Comparison here we have him next to Superman of the Action Comics 1000, Wonder Woman from 1984, and Dark Knight's Metal Batman. And it's really cool to see these figures together. You're starting up the Justice League, essentially. Here you got the trinity of Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. Even though, like, technically this Wonder Woman doesn't necessarily fit in with all these guys, because these guys are technically from the comics. This is from Action Comics, and this is from Dark Knight's Metal. But it's still really cool to have all these guys next to each other. I think it's really, really cool. And I think for people who want a Justice League, hopefully we'll get one eventually after all the Dark Knight's Metal stuff. But, like, some of the Dark Knight's Metal stuff, death metal stuff, looks really, really cool. I'm really excited for the Wonder Woman. She's probably going to be one of the only figures I get out of that wave, but who knows, I may get more. And here we have Flash in that awesome pose, and man, as I said before, I just really love this figure. I think it's really, really cool. Unfortunately, the base isn't like going all the way around. I kind of don't want to finger with it. I've been having problems with it all day. But once again, I think it mainly gets the exposure of just Barry Allen running fast. I think this is a really cool figure. If you are a Flash fan, whether if it's Barry Allen or like Wally West, any of the speedsters, really, I definitely suggest picking up this guy. He's probably one of the best Flash figures I've ever had. Really the only Flash figure I've had, so you can't really go by me, but I think it's really cool. The effects he comes with are absolutely awesome, and it's just really, really cool and really awesome. My only complaint is I wish he did come with interchangeable hands, just for when you do want to maybe pose him not within this pose, but heck, why would you not have him posed like this? So, yeah, I definitely suggest getting this guy out. You can definitely find him at Target, Walmart, your local comic book store, and definitely online retailers too, if you don't want to go out and want to be safe for the holidays. And I think this guy is actually, along with the Grim Knight that I reviewed last week, I think this guy is a really, really well done, like a really good figure, and I think if you have a Flash fan in your family and you're looking for a present, definitely pick this guy up. It's a definite get. So with that out of the way, I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys hit like and subscribe so you can get more videos like Figure Review Friday, Mythical on Monday, and What's in the Box Wednesday. Make sure to check us out on Instagram, of course, GVKCollectibles. Also check out Jack's Pot Guide too. Also check us out on Mercari as well. Links of all of those will be down below. And if you actually want to read this story, DC Rebirth, the Flash, the first volume. I will actually put that in the description below too, so you can get this whole story of the whole first arc of Godspeed, I think, pretty much. So with that out of the way, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and peace. Hey guys, what's up? It's GVKCollectibles.